Hello everybody, welcome to the Harmonica Barge. Today we're going to find out if I'm going to give up working on harmonicas on my trusty old marine bands with my laziness and say, can I just buy a harmonica which plays as well? Let's go and find out. So just before we get into that, do like, subscribe if you're into the channel, that helps me out. Give me the thumbs up, blah de blah de blah. Okay, so my existing harmonica that I play already, Hohner crossover, bit like a marine band, a bit more expensive. It's got a bamboo comb, and this one I've tweaked myself. I've set the reeds up a fair bit, I've tuned it. And what I'm after with this is like a really nice reed response, especially on the bends. I don't overblow, but maybe once every 3 years. So I want great response on the lower bend reeds. So this is with my British engineering of me working on it in the evening, sometimes with a whiskey or two, maybe. That's when it all goes wrong. And there's a few hours gone into that to tweak the reeds. And the 3 bend there is pretty good. So when I hit that 3 bend, because I play a lot of tongue block, I feel like I need that to respond quite well. And the 2 draw, reasonably in tune, could be a bit better in terms of tuning in the high, but that's sort of what I want a harp to play like. So here we go. We've got our Korean harp. This is a Dabell Noble. Right away having a look, looks like a lovely harp. It's nice and solid, rounded off on the edges. You know, sometimes you get marine bands and oh God, they're so sharp, and there's something about the marine band which is kind of a little bit crap, but just a wonderful design that just feels so nice to play. It's almost like, wow, they just got the shape of the harmonica right. And this Dabell sort of, it looks, you know, it looks a bit close, maybe a little bit wider and a bit sturdier, feels a bit heavier, but when I play it hard, it feels pretty good. How about a low volume? Ooh, okay, so right away there I noticed, so when I hit the 2 draw, it's breathy until it comes. Let's try with a pucker. So it's definitely not an embouchure problem. How about the 3? So 3's there pretty much, but when I'm... So right away that needs some work. So you know, that I'd have to tweak and gap that a little bit. And you might say, of course you do, with any harp you buy, you always need to work on it. But the test today is just to see, can I be lazy and give up my marine bands for a harp which I can just, like, I don't know, like the BMW of, you might have said, the Porsche of harmonica. I can just buy it brand new and it plays really nicely. And for me, definitely not with that 2 draw. How about the 3? Okay, 3's pretty good. How about the bends? So the bends are there, that's not bad. On that 2 I've got to really work for that bend. Oh. So when I go to that bend, if I'm playing a riff, I don't know. When I go back to that bend, if I try that on my Hohner, it bends right there with not much pressure. So the response is what I'm really after. I'm after that kind of nice, sharp response. 4's not so bad. I mean, this might be partly an issue with the Dabell being phosphor bronze reeds, and I know my Hohner is brass reeds, so they say brass is more responsive. That could be partially a thing, but I do want to play lightly sometimes, so it can't just be an airflow thing. I'd say that reed definitely needs a little bit of gapping. Tuning's not bad on the Dabell for an out-the-box harp. A little bit out there. Okay, so of all the octaves on the Dabell, there's only really 1 octave, so tuning, that is pretty good for an out-the-box. So I could totally see why, if you don't work on your harps, tuning-wise, that's a pretty nice harp to play. Now my tuning, it's nice when you go low, but when I go high, So right away, it's the same with mine, but I'm not too worried about the tuning because I can tweak that faster. What the main thing that I'm after in terms of like what's going to save me time is the reed response. So it's like how responsive is that reed? And that 2 draw bend, I'm really having to work to that. So if you're a heavy player, that might be fine, but for me I need that lighter touch. So I would say my answer there, will I be switching from my trusty old marine bands to the Korean harmonicas? It's definitely a no, just because of that response, and I already know that I'm going to have to take it apart and work on that. Once I've done that, maybe on balance it might feel like a better harp once I've got used to the reed response, but I'm sort of leaning against that at the moment. So I would recommend that. Lovely instruments, and if you don't work on your harps, tuning's great, very nice and solid, feels good, no sharp edges. You get a nice little blue cloth with it as well, so you can buff up your silver there. Anyway, give it a try, and I'll see you for another harmonica video very soon. Till then, take care, bye bye.